Welcome back to an extra special episode of All Things Mysterious. I'm Jordan,
I'm Matt.
and today we have an episode all about our ghost hunting adventures.
Let's talk about the Sallie house.
So, to recap a little bit about our experience at the Sallie house.
So, full disclosure, we obviously talked about it after the fact. Jordan didn't know anything that we caught. Once I edited it and put it all together, I sent it to Jordan, but there was a lot more than we initially thought.
The thing is, the Sallie house, we experienced more things that you couldn't visually see at the Sallie house, or catch on a camera or recording equipment. So I know in the episode you guys will see, I got very physically, I didn't feel well. I, especially upstairs, did not feel okay. That house made me horribly uneasy, especially upstairs. But towards the end of our investigation, we were downstairs, we were in the kitchen, and I even have goosebumps and just, I was shaking.
Messed up once.
Since I've been in that room, I know. I know. Yeah, I know. Can we, yeah, I'm really, not okay. I've been, feeling super not good. I am feeling so uneasy. I just feel...
And it wasn't necessarily just because I was creeped out. This house, it felt like it did not want us there.
Yeah, and that, I don't know how, it didn't really capture it very well on camera. Jordan, physically, there was a change when we went into that kitchen. You could just see it on her face that it was definitely getting to her. And I talk about it in the video that I felt the same way overnight. I kept waking up and I heard footsteps upstairs, and none of that was caught on camera. We had the sleep camera on. That had a pretty sensitive microphone on it, and that still didn't catch anything. Although in retrospect, I really wish we would have kept the camera up in Sallie's room all night. That gave me a weird feeling.
It just felt so uneasy. Every time that you went up the stairs, it got heavier every step that you took. And it just felt like you weren't supposed to be going up there. It felt like you did not want to be up there. Listen, those stairs were absolutely terrible, okay? You have to understand, this house, it's an old house, and the stairs were incredibly steep, and you had to walk, your foot was basically sideways in order to walk up these stairs.
And we're walking with all this equipment trying to get up these stairs.
Super, super steep stairs. I'm gonna try not to die. Gotta be brave for everybody. Okay, let's go down the death stairs. For the record, these stairs are you're gonna die stairs is what they are.
And we're both naturally clumsy.
My worst fear was Jordan would always walk in front of me, that she was going to fall and then she was going to take me down too.
Which is entirely plausible. Every time that we went up and down the stairs, we were both really worried, especially because if we were going upstairs or downstairs, I was really worried that when we were doing the investigation upstairs, one of us or both of us was going to get spooked and bolt. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect to necessarily be a victim of the Sallie house because of a haunting, but the stairs, I was worried about.
Oh, 100%. I honestly thought I was going to fall down those stairs at some point that night. Luckily, I did not, but it was close. Let's start with the gimbal. I think that was the most...
That's very telling.
To give you a little background, during this investigation and the next one that we did right after this one, the next day, that gimbal basically never malfunctioned at all. Never did anything odd until we were up in the nursery. Then it kept just going into portrait mode every few seconds. I kept moving it back to horizontal and then it would go back to portrait. I cut a lot of that out, but it probably did it 5 or 6 times.
Oh. Was this your house? Stay with you that we're here?
I just kept going over and over, and I remember watching on my gimbal and camera recording, just being there like, is everything okay? What are you doing? And of course, I'm over here. This is my first real paranormal investigation. And the first thing that's happening is that recording equipment is suddenly not functioning correctly. And it's not my doing, which is exciting. So I'm just watching it and I'm like, what's going on? It just keeps going into portrait mode.
Yeah, and I still can't explain it because, like I said, it never did it the rest of the investigation. It never did it any other further. The next investigation we did, it was just that one time, and it was so weird to me because, like I said, everything worked fine after that and before that because we got there, about 3 o'clock?
And then we worked on an intro and just filming around the property.
We did a lot of daytime footage just to get our bearings and stuff.
Work on just learning how to use it.
Yeah. We had at least a full hour of footage before that point, and it never, ever messed up. So it was just odd to me. Not necessarily saying it's a ghost, but it feels like something was messing with it to me.
It worked fine in the next couple of bedrooms. It worked fine downstairs. Just upstairs in the nursery, it just decided it was going to go into portrait mode no matter what you kept doing to it.
Minus the light that turned on and off, which...
Correction here. There was 2 clips of the light turning on and off. The first was us when we were going outside to record our intro. The second happened a few minutes later. That is the one we can't explain. However, when I was editing the first video, I mistakenly used the first clip. The clips are very similar minus the fact you can hear Jordan talking in the first one. I am including the correct one but wanted to be upfront.
Funny story. Of course, you guys know Matthew over here. He was like, I'm gonna freak Jordan out. And we were downstairs and he's like, the light upstairs just turned on. And of course, I'm sitting there. The way that the house was situated, I couldn't see it. And I want you guys to know, I'm a wimp. So I was not gonna look. He's like, yeah, it just turned on. And I'm like, no, it did not. No.
So to give you a little idea of the layout of the house, you come in the front door and you're immediately in the foyer. And if you look straight ahead, the stairs are right there. There's a closet. And then if you look toward your right, that's where you go through the doorway, go into the living room, kitchen, all that stuff. So at the time, Jordan was sitting in the living room on the couch, and you could see the foyer from there, but you can't actually see the stairs or see anything up there. So I had gone over to the stairs and just looked upstairs. And of course, I didn't see anything, but I didn't tell Jordan that.
Nope. No, he's gonna freak me out.
Yeah. The footage that you saw in the video of the light turning on, that would have happened after I had said that, which is weird because when I was looking up there, I didn't see anything. Yeah, it was completely dark. When I was scaring Jordan, it was right around when the sun set, so it was dark, but it wasn't fully dark yet. There was a little bit of light coming in. And then, as you can see from the camera footage, at that time that it happened, it was completely dark out. It was just funny because I had made that joke, and then we didn't know anything about this until I was reviewing the footage, and I saw that light come on and turn off. It was a good 15 seconds that it stayed on for. It was a pretty long time. We were still downstairs getting everything ready, getting ready to start the investigation. Or we were recording the intro. It was right around that time, though, before we actually went upstairs.
Yeah, it was somewhere in that time frame.
Because it was about 5 minutes before we actually made it upstairs is when it actually happened. Yeah, that would have been right around the time that when we were recording the intro. That was probably my favorite moment.
Yep, Sally's got jokes apparently.
Yeah, she helped me out.
I would like to also add that Matthew did not tell me that he was joking until the next day.
She totally thought I was serious.
I was so freaked out.
I should have let you just think of it until I released the video and let you know then.
You're an ass.
But that was a good moment. My favorite voice was when you were doing your solo.
That was neat.
Yeah.
I was freaked out and I forgot to take the camera.
She forgot what we were doing there for a minute.
Listen, I just wanted to get it done with because I was really freaked out. So I just went upstairs with the recorder and I just wanted to get it done. I was super unnerved by going upstairs by myself, but I did it and I got it done and we got a voice.
I couldn't hear you if you talked to me, but thank you for having a conversation if you did.
So this voice, and the interesting part about this is, after we did the investigation, I probably spent that whole weekend going through every bit of the audio evidence. I totally missed this voice at first. In fact, the only reason that I caught it was because when I was going through and editing everything, I was actually going to cut that whole bit out.
He was going to cut me out, you guys.
I had to cut a lot of Jordan out on this one.
I don't blame you.
It was a complete accident. I accidentally hit the space bar and it started playing, and I just caught something that sounded off to me. So then I boosted the volume on it, and to me it sounded like the voice says bye or hi, but it sounds like bye to me after Jordan says thank you for speaking with me, which I think was one of the coolest voices we got on this one.
And then there was a possible EVP that we got that we're not sure about.
And I'm going to put clips in, if we do this as a standalone, I'll put actual clips in here. So this, in context, this one is after we did the main investigation, we went downstairs, took a little breather. And
I was super freaked out.
And I was getting ready to go do my solo investigation.
I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone.
I just got up from the chair and was walking upstairs, and we hear a voice that says, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here alone or something.
I don't want to be alone.
Yeah. So now the weird part about this is, and this is just being full disclosure, we had a mic system on, but Jordan's mic we had before I started recording because obviously I didn't want, if she was going to talk downstairs, I didn't want that to come on the microphone.
We didn't want any sound contamination.
Yeah.
If possible.
So her mic is off and you hear this voice, and to me this voice sounds like Jordan, but it doesn't at the same time, but it's really clear to me.
Super clear.
And it just, I know it wasn't Jordan because I don't react to it at all. There's other footage of when Jordan will say something and I react to it or make a joke or try to make it worse for it, whatever.
Here's the thing. Just before I went upstairs to do my own solo, the first thing that Matthew does is antagonize me about it. I'm pretty sure the first thing that you would have done is turn around and make it 100 times worse. But the fact that you don't react at all to it makes me think that it wasn't me.
Yeah. And as clear as it is on the microphone, and mind you that I boosted the volume a little bit, but by far I boosted that the most minimal compared to all the rest of them. So it was pretty loud. It was like, honestly, when I first heard it, I thought it was Jordan because it was just so clear and it was just so audible that I was like, it's got to be Jordan. And then I started thinking about it and I'm like, Jordan didn't have her mic on. She was pretty far away from where I was at because at that point
Would have been at least 10 feet, if not more than that.
Yeah. The audio sounded like you were almost right next to me.
And it's like a whisper voice. It's a whisper.
I do feel Sallie probably didn't want to be alone with Jordan.
See, that's the kind of thing that you would have said. You would have been like, oh, yeah, Jordan, don't leave Sallie alone down here.
Yeah, or I'd be like, Sallie, come keep Jordan company.
Stuff like that kept coming out of your mouth the whole night.
I don't know what it was. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Jordan. Obviously, people who listen to it and know Jordan might think that it is. That's going to be up to interpretation. Though when we were in the run room, there definitely was multiple voices that sounded very similar.
Jason?
Jason?
And help?
Help you?
Or stick.
We'll help you if you need help.
I seriously got chills because that was the same fucking voice.
Because it was coming.
What's coming?
Yeah, there was both a woman's voice that picked up and a man's voice, and we picked up both of those. They were both a little bit hard to read. We didn't get just about anything in like the corner bedroom,
There might have been something there, but it was, and I'll say the spirit box is really hard to try to decipher. There's a lot of like background noise and stuff. So the spirit box, I don't think we really got much on this one. We got a little bit that I thought was compelling. Do we have any other major evidence?
I think really that was it. That and just the fact that we felt so freaking uneasy.
Guys, by the way, tell me how creepy this is. Oh, that doll is creepy.
You walk in, and as Matt said, immediately to your left, there's the staircase. And then in front of you, there's this doll just sitting there. And that's welcome to the creepiest place in history.
Yeah. Oh, another question. And I had a couple ask me about the basement.
Unfortunately, we not be allowed in the basement.
Yeah, so when we went, the basement was off limits. We didn't want to push our luck too far. And those stairs were pretty bad looking, which is why they had closed the basement down anyway.
It's a safety thing.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we weren't able to go into the basement. But I will tell you, we did open up the basement and look down it. That basement like felt way off. Like that was the one time that I got a really bad feeling besides when I was sleeping. But it was definitely a really bad feeling when I opened that basement and looked down there. I think I tried to take some pictures of it. The pictures really didn't turn out very well.
It was just pitch black in there.
That's why we didn't go in the basement, not because we didn't want to, but because we couldn't. It was a really good experience. I know I thoroughly enjoyed it. Definitely felt off at times, but I loved it. I definitely want to do more of these. I want to go to more places. She mentioned that she did want to do more investigation.
I will say it. I will let it be recorded. I even have come up with some places to go. So yeah, I absolutely do.
So if you guys want to see more, make sure to like, subscribe, and just watch our videos. That'll help us tremendously. Till next time. We want to know what you think. We want to know what we did good, what we did bad, how we can improve. We want to make these videos, and we want to do more of these. We both had a lot of fun doing both these investigations.
As nervous as I was, I'm not going to lie to you, the next day we went and did another one, and it was so fun.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome.
And I think the second one was a lot better for both of us because we were more comfortable. Mild spoiler alert, we got a lot more evidence on that one than we did on the first one.
We did. And I think also we were just better at it.
But
second spoiler alert, why does every single haunted house have the worst stairs possible?
I'll probably end up cutting those stairs out too.
And steep and awful.
And the staircases were small. I pretty much filled the whole.
And you almost hit your head on both of them.
I had to duck down every single time going up and down those stairs. And with the Sallie house, it wasn't so bad because we only went up and down a few times. The next one, we went down many times.
So many.
And I never hit my head, but I was pretty damn close multiple times. Mostly because I would forget, and then luckily Jordan would remind me right before I would hit my head.
It's like a rule that every haunted house has the worst staircase of all time.